Welcome to the Warley Model Railway Club YouTube channel. We hope you enjoy this presentation.
Hello and welcome to Warley Model Railway Club, our premises in Albury in the West Midlands. Warley Model Railway Club was founded in 1966 by a group of members working in Smethwick, and we've been in the Smethwick-Albury area with our club rooms ever since. We are very fortunate to have a 6,000 square foot facility available for our railway modelling on an industrial estate in Albury. This works very well for our purposes. The club meets 3 nights a week primarily, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, but is open to members 24/7, 365 days a year if members wish to make use of the premises. I'm not yet aware of anybody coming in on Christmas Day, however. I'm about to take you on a tour of our club room, and I hope you find it of interest, and you might like to come and join us. Contact details are available on our website. Just Google Warley Model Railway Club. Follow me into the club room and I'll give you a tour. The first port of call in the club room for all members is our reception facility, which includes full disabled toilet facilities that we've recently instated. So that makes us available to members of either sex, and with disabilities they're still very welcome at our premises. All members have to sign in when they arrive at the club room, which I will do now. That, of course, has been done in the proper railway tradition. It's afternoon, so it's 7/59 rather than 19:59. Let's move on into the main club room building itself. Here we are in the main club room of the club. As you can see, it's a substantial area. We have about 6,500 square feet available to us. And in these areas, the ground floor area and the 2 mezzanines, the groups meet and build layouts. Just looking round the room from the right to the left, the engaged group are congregated onto the right of the club room. They have a couple of layouts that they have up, and they're also building 2 new projects at this moment in time. We then move on to the 00 group, where the gentlemen are spending their time discussing most important projects and the way that they are going to solve them. We then have right in front of us one of the 2 O-gauge layouts, Broome Junction, and behind it Warley Road, which is a permanent O-gauge layout. Immediately in front of that we have another of our 00 layouts being made ready for exhibition in a few weeks' time, and to the left against the wall we have the Scale 7 group with their project Ellerton Road. These layouts are regularly worked on at least once a week by the various groups. Around 100 members will attend regularly during the week. In addition to that, we have another 80 members who come when they're able, and a lot of those members are here to help us at the exhibition each November. We'll now go to the back of the club room and see what facilities we have down there. Right, here we are. This is in what we call the juniors' den. We have a facility for junior members aged 12 to 16 to come along every other Friday evening and to enjoy what the club has to offer. They have their own room here, which you can see includes their own layout, which they do take to the exhibition each year. And the good thing about this layout is it hasn't been built by the adult members of the club. The adult members have shown the juniors how to do a job, like how to solder wires, and the junior members themselves have completed the work. It's been a work in progress for several years. It's now approaching completion, and I know they're talking about the next project they'd like to get involved with. We now find ourselves in the machine shop. This has been set up as a place where dirty work, woodworking, etc. can be done, building baseboards and the like, and the mess that creates can be contained and can be easily tidied and cleaned afterwards. The shop does contain mainly machine tools, but it also includes a spray booth and an air gun that members can have use of when they wish to complete their own work. As you see around the workshop here, the machine shop, this baseboard in front of me is an example of the sort of instruction that we do in the club. This has been built purposely to show new members of the club a number of techniques: building the baseboard, laying the track, weathering the track, ballasting the track, the basics of the scenery, and how to produce the landforms and to put the detail on the scenics. A very interesting module. Can teach new members those skills in a very effective way. We'll now take a look at some of the layouts that are under construction and in operation in the club room. Firstly, we're looking at Warley Road, which is one of the two layouts that's built and operated by the O-Gauge Group. This is to a design by Barry Norman. It's been built over the last 7 or 8 years or so. O-Gauge fine scale standards. It's a permanent layout due to damage sustained on the move to these club rooms 7 or 8 years ago, but it does provide a good facility for O-Gauge members to test their stock and to run long trains in a realistic setting. The next layout we're going to have a look at is Glascott Central and Horton Junction, a large double O layout that has been built in the club over the last 10 years or so and approaching completion. This layout runs both DC and DCC, so all members are able to run the stock using the operation system of their choice, and also gives newcomers the opportunity to assess the difference between the two systems. A particular note on this layout is the splendid station canopy that has been designed and built by one of our members, and this will feature in the railway modeller in due course. We'll now have a closer look at the station area. As you can see, at the moment, the layout is occupied by LMS locomotives and coaches. In reality, the layout runs whatever members feel is appropriate for their running session. It could be any of the regions, could be modern image, whatever takes the members' fancy at the particular time. On the other side of the layout now, we have Horton Junction. Sadly, both these stations are named after very active former members of the club who are no longer with us, and these provide a lasting memory to their efforts on behalf of the club. As you can see, the outside circuits are controlled from outside the layout, whilst the inner circuits, the junction and the Glascott Central Station are controlled from inside the layout. Now we're at the N gauge area. Here behind me we have Broadwater Junction, a layout that has proved very popular on the exhibition circuit in the last few years. And as we pan around with the camera, we'll see many members of the N-Gauge group actively working on new projects.
Roger, do you want to come and have a look at Nick's plans?
Here we see the N-Gauge group discussing their new projects. They're shortly to start work on this. It's going to be a model of the Settlement Carlisle, the actual location of which I can't remember at the moment, but no doubt all will come to light in due course.
That's the frame. That's the frame.
The next layout we'll look at is the other O-Gauge layout, 7mm fine scale, and this is Broome Junction. Built some years ago, but recently refurbished, as it has been requested to several exhibitions in the coming couple of years. It still runs well. It is a scale model of Broome Junction in Warwickshire. We now find ourselves on the first of the mezzanine areas in the club room. This area is occupied by the EM Gauge Group, stroke Formula Fine Scale Group. They have several layouts, most of which are in store at the moment, but they currently have up and are working on Padley Road layout built about 30 years ago, which is going to appear at our national exhibition in November of this year. We're now on the second mezzanine area in the club room. This has recently been extended to give us more space. And here you see the current project of the HO Group, an American layout, and unusually there's a train running. Union Pacific Railroad train. This layout is not being out to exhibition yet, it's not yet complete. It's probably about 50% of the way there. It is running though for open days and the like. Open days are held at least twice a year. Check out our website for details. Now we're looking at 82G group, popular at Gayjo Guild events. The members of this group originally made their name and fame by operating a locomotive clinic. That moved on to creating this layout you see before you. Based on Bournemouth Central, this is a fully detailed, quite substantial O-gauge MPD layout. Features locomotives of both Great Western and Southern origin in both pre-nationalisation and post-nationalisation liveries. No stock on it today though, although some of the detail can be clearly seen. Always popular at exhibitions with the younger visitors are the locomotives of Thomas the Tank Engine, and we have a layout called Audrey St Nicholas. Audrey after the gentleman who wrote the books, and St Nicholas named after the church in Northfield, Birmingham, where he was the vicar at the time the first of the book was written. This layout is taken to exhibitions on a regular basis, and it is an opportunity for the youngsters to actually drive the Thomas trains. We have on the layout this evening our secretary on the right, Malcolm Strong, and our chairman on the left, Alfred Phantom. The next layout we're going to have a look at is Nan Claedra. This is the narrow gauge 7mm layout of our O-gauge, narrow gauge group of members. This layout was originally built by a former secretary, Lawrence Stibbs, sadly not with us any longer. This layout has a reputation when it goes to exhibitions as always being a little bit different. There is always something new added, or perhaps something taken off, but in any event, there's always something different to look out for. Based on a Cornish quayside, always popular when it's seen at shows. This is Yardley, a double O layout that is used primarily as a test track. It features 5 continuous loops, 2 of which are DCC, 2 of which are DC, and 1 of which can be either. The idea is that there will always be an opportunity for members to test run double O stock in the club room. Tonight it's running well cars, which seem to be mainly from the newly released Heljan stable. It has been to a number of shows over the years and was originally built for Virgin Trains, and when constructed for them, it ran exclusively Virgin Trains rolling stock. At the back of the club room we have our library, both a reference library and a lending library, well stocked with railway books, etc. We hope to have more detail on this and its contents on a future YouTube presentation. Finally, we come to our meeting room. This is where the committee meetings are held for both our annual exhibition and the club. The club is a charity, so the trustees have to meet regularly to discuss the affairs of the club stroke charity. It also becomes the workhorse for our exhibition, and to my left at the moment are a large number of boxes that have been started in the preparation for sending out exhibitor packs later in the year for our annual exhibition. Also in this room are to be found some artefacts. The showcase behind me has a large number of historical model railway items donated mainly by members of the club, past and present. And opposite me, though you can't see it at the moment, although Andy may pan round, is a museum which includes all the limited edition wagons that we as a club have produced over the years at the NEC, together with further artefacts, some of which are of prototype items. The artefacts mentioned are in the showcase behind me. It's worth also noting that we have internet access in the club room, which is used by members regularly to research both techniques and also historical information on their projects. As this is the last room we're looking at in the club room, I hope that you've enjoyed our short little tour, and please feel free to make contact with us and come and see us if you'd either like to visit or whether you would like to join Warley Model Railway Club. I made that decision, as I said at the start, in 1968 and haven't regretted it one moment since. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe for further updates from the Warley Model Railway Club. Please feel free to comment, like and share our videos. Until the next time, goodbye and successful railway modelling.